Today in this demonstration I'm painting some snowdrops in a very impressionistic and loose style. I'm using 3 primary colours, and the colours that I'm using are cadmium yellow, brilliant blue and alizarin crimson, and I'm adding to these some titanium white. I use Liquitex soft-bodied acrylics paints for this. I use a white paint so that the colours show up easily against the white and it makes your mixing of your colours more accurate. This is a good practice to just use your 3 primary colours and practice mixing different greens and different greys from those. The paper that I'm using is a Clairefontaine paper. It's a size A4 and it's a canvas paper that is 200 grams. I'm also using some big flat brushes so that I don't put in too much detail. Avoid using small brushes if you want to make your paintings more abstract or impressionistic. By using small brushes you find that you very soon start doing the detail that you're trying to avoid. This paper has quite a tooth to it, so it will take quite a while to get into all those little gaps of the canvas with your paint, so you really need to work at it quite hard. Keep your paint wet if you can. This will depend on the temperature of your room, how quickly your acrylics are drying out. You may like to add a tiny touch of water to your brush. Don't be adding lots of water. If you add lots of water, then you're just going to be diluting your colours and it won't be as vibrant. But just a little bit of water on your brush can sometimes just help it flow across the paper much more easily. You'll find that the soft-bodied acrylics aren't just as impasto as the more traditional thicker acrylics, but I like them because you can blend them into each other a bit more, which is what you'll see I did in the background. You will have noticed that I didn't do any drawing for this. I didn't do any preparatory drawing with a pencil or anything like that. I've just done all my drawing with the paint itself. This is also, as well as using just your 3 primary colours, this is something else that is a good exercise to do. By just setting off with your paints and not worrying about your drawing too much, you find that you're problem solving with the paint as you go along. Looking at where things are and kind of doing your drawing with the paint, but it ends up being a little bit more lively and having a bit more character. You'll find it differs quite a bit from the original photograph that you've got, but you're making it your own. And I don't know, sometimes I just think you get a more interest in painting at the end of it when you don't do your drawing to begin with. If you're not just as confident to do this, you can of course do a drawing before you set off. I'm also making it a little bit more lively by using the end of one of my paint brushes to make some marks in the wet paint by scraping the paint away. Another thing that really brings the painting to life at the end, and if you look right at the end of the video you'll see the last thing I do, and the last thing you want to be doing is looking at where the very darkest areas are and where the very lightest areas are. So once you've finished, or you think you've finished, you're getting towards the end, reassess those highlights and shadows, and by getting those darks and touches of highlights in, that's going to bring the whole thing to life. Before I go, I will just tell you a little bit about the photograph. It's linked down below in the description. It's a photograph from Pixabay. I was attracted to it because it's very pretty, isn't it? And also because the snowdrops are just about to come out here at the moment. Of course you could do a different subject if you wanted to. You don't have to do this. Just have a go at just setting off painting with your 3 primary colours and without doing any drawing, and do it quite quickly. This video is times 3 from the original painting, so that's speeded up times 3, gives you an idea of just how quickly I did this painting. So maybe you could set a timer as well, give yourself a time limit, give yourself the limit of those 3 colours and the limitation of not doing a drawing before you set off. I'm going to carry on now. I'll pop a little bit of music on for you. Do come back at the end, keep watching until the end, because you'll see how it changes with the addition of those highlights and shadows. I'll be back again soon with another tutorial or demonstration. In the meantime, enjoy your painting and drawing. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.